What's up? What's up? So let me get this link out to Twitter before I get rolling. Hope you guys are doing all right. All right, so here's the deal. I've been tweeting about Bitcoin for a while. I thought it would be cool to jump on here and just talk a little bit about what I think is going on. I am not an expert by any means. I'm going to have the live stream with the price up here to look at while I am talking. But here's the deal. So Bitcoin is starting its bull run now, in my opinion. I've been watching it here for a while. I've been dollar cost averaging in for nearly 2 years now. And I think that we have a lot of different things going on right now, right? So what's going on? Well, let's just start around the economy. So money is being printed faster than ever. We are in what appears to be a global recession. Unemployment's at all-time highs. Basically, all the things that Bitcoin was created to kind of hedge against, created off the back of the housing crisis. So as I talk right now, Bitcoin's at $10,872 per coin. It's up 9% today. It's up 19% on the week right now. So, is this beginning the bull run? So here's kind of what I'm saying. So back in May, we had the Bitcoin halving. For those of you that do not know, the Bitcoin halving is when the supply of coins in each block is cut in half. This usually happens about every 4 years, right? So that constrains supply. That happened in May. So why didn't the bull run start in May? Well, here's what happens. There's a thing called minor capitulation. And basically what that is now that supply has been cut in half, there is half the amount of reward to go around for existing miners to be rewarded with for running the system. So what happens is unprofitable miners are faced with two options. They either flood the markets with their supply to continue mining while they wait on price to go up, or they shut down. So generally what happens after the Bitcoin halving, and you've seen it play out in the past, the previous halvings that we've seen, is that anywhere from 90 to 150 days post-halving is basically the market's flooded with supplies from capitulated miners. And there's a delay in when we see the bull run begin. So to me, that's what we've been seeing. I went on record around a week ago saying I think we see new all-time high in Bitcoin in October. And, don't buy or sell Bitcoin based off my recommendations or my words here, but that's just my opinion, because I think we're seeing, minor capitulation may or may not be coming to an end, but I think we are going to see that buying pressure go up, and it's going to push demand up right until we start to FOMO pricing. As Bitcoin price increases, more and more buyers are going to come into the market that may or may not know as much or what they're doing and that sort of thing. So with that being said, I think that's kind of where we're at now. So we have all the economic unrest going on that is going on right now. And we have that coinciding with a supply happening due to the Bitcoin protocol. So those two things together like rocket fuel, in my opinion. And that's why I'm saying new all-time high by October of this year, 2020. And I believe that because I think we're really going to start to feel the effects of supply that's cut in half. If you follow Bitcoin closely, you understand the term hodling. And basically what that is, it's people like me who buy Bitcoin and stash it away. I have no intentions of selling Bitcoin anytime soon because I have very high price targets for it. In my mind, it's very realistic. In others' mind, it may not be as realistic, but to me and my beliefs and my research, I see a six-figure price for Bitcoin maybe in the next year to 2 years. That could be wrong. It could be a price that we see and then we crash down because Bitcoin is still very volatile and it's going to continue to be volatile for many years, in my opinion. I don't think we see the volatility go away anytime soon. But I think that Bitcoin is at a place right now to where we're watching it blow up. And, this happens in crypto a lot. So we don't want to get overexcited because Bitcoin's up, $1,600 per coin in the last 7 days, which is nice. But I think we're only beginning to see the volatility. And we talk about volatility a lot as a negative thing, but it can also be a positive thing because I think we see a lot of volatility to the upside as well because of just the nature of the coin. I think we see a lot of FOMO buyers, and I think we're going to see more and more big and institutional type buyers coming into the market as Bitcoin becomes more and more accepted. It's becoming more and more accepted by the day, in my opinion. It just happened this past week that banks can now custody keys to Bitcoin, which is, if you said that a couple of years ago, it would just be a ridiculous claim. So, acceptance is happening slowly, much like the internet and how taboo that it was to use email when email first came out. Now email is second nature that we were raised with. Sorry for the noise in the background. My loft is a little loud. But anyways, it's threw off my train of thought. So just like email, Bitcoin will become more and more accepted as a currency of the internet. And there's a lot of different theories of where it will go from here. There are theories as all the way up to it could be the global reserve currency. I don't know that I would say I'm there yet, but I'm not disbelieving in that either. And I think the time frame is what get me. So I think that it is possible, and it's going to sound crazy that I'm even talking about Bitcoin being a global reserve currency, but I think if that happens, it's decades away. But we're seeing the US dollar starting to weaken a bit. And that's going to be a strange thing to view, as it looks like we're going to turn the money printers on again. And Bitcoin is only going to benefit from that. And your dollar and your savings are being, inflated away. Whereas Bitcoin generally keeps up with inflation and it grows exponentially. It does have not a long history to go back on, just a little over a decade. But even at that, it has shown it was the greatest returning asset of the last decade. And I know that, can you really call it an asset when it was a couple pennies per coin? That's debatable. But regardless, it has gone from pennies per coin to now at its current price of 10,858 per coin. The all-time high sits at 20,000 per coin. So I think, we start to see the culmination of these things come together, the culmination of a supply shock, the culmination of increased demand, less supply, the culmination of people being driven towards, hedges against inflation, which, you have basically a few hedges against inflation. You have gold, you have silver, you have Bitcoin, and you have real estate, and those are your hedges. So I think especially people my age in the millennial group already trust Bitcoin a lot more than they trust banks or businesses and whatnot. And I think the reasoning for that is there's no trust source behind Bitcoin. There's no person or party that you have to trust. It's literally code, math, and code. It's computers, right? So people like my age are turning towards that, and they're using that to store their money and to store their value in. In the past year, I have stored a tremendous amount more of money and even, savings that was, quote unquote savings that is just supposed to be my emergency stash has been converted mostly into Bitcoin, slowly but surely. And, I converted all that under 10,000 per coin, and we're already seeing that begin to pay off. Where does it go from here? I don't know. Like I said, I'm on record saying that I think we have a new all-time high by the end of October. So I have, July, so August, September. I have about 3 months to see that through. But you see how fast Bitcoin can move. Today, we are at 10,885 per coin now. Literally today, or in 24 hours. So yesterday at 3 o'clock, we're at 9,900 per coin. Today, we're at 10,886. Literally $1,000 per coin in 1 hour. Or in 1 day, my apologies. Bitcoin, we have not even seen the volatility yet that I expect to see. This has been a slow charge up, but it can really move. And I think anyone who was around for 2017 to see it move and to see how fast it can fall back down. But it's being more and more widely accepted. It's being more and more distributed. 85% of the known supply is mined, basically. And that's the beauty of it. There will only be 21 million Bitcoin. We know exactly how many coins are mined an hour. We know exactly how many new coins are distributed per day. And we know that there are a lot of coins that have been lost that will probably never be recovered. So even though there are 21 million, there's a lot less in the circulating supply. Of that 18 million circulating supply, it's around 50% that have not moved for 5 years. So, and I think it's around 70% that haven't moved for a year. So hodlers are locking down coins, and that hodlers create, the supply crunch. If you buy coins like I do and tuck them away, it removes them from circulating supply, and it's making that tighter and tighter and tighter. Which is why when we saw Bitcoin trading in the 9,000 range for what felt like ever, when in reality it was a couple months, we saw that. And in my opinion, hodlers were absorbing coins. They were just taking it and soaking up, one Satoshi at a time. So, and for those of you that don't know, a Satoshi is a unit of measurement of Bitcoin. So it can be broken down into, basically an infinite amount of breakdown if need be, but it's broken down very far. And, I don't claim to be an expert. I'm self-educated. I'm not a coder. I'm not, overly technical, but Bitcoin is scarce. It's portable. It has proven already in its short lifespan to be a solid store of value. Almost everyone who has dollar cost averaged into Bitcoin is up on their position. And even if you were buying at 20,000, it was only around those areas for a few days. If you kept buying all the way through, you got chances to buy at 3,000. And now we're back up near 11,000 per coin. So there are things that are working in your favor. A low time preference is in your favor. If you're looking to make a quick flip, personally for me, Bitcoin is not the place to do that. It's super volatile, but, I don't want to be the one that's doing that. So just because of that volatility, if you're looking to make a quick flip, you could get trapped. Anyways, that's not what I'm here to talk about. But so that's what I think is going on with Bitcoin. I think you're seeing just the culmination of a lot of things coming together at once. And I think as these unprofitable miners have either shut off and stopped flooding the supply to the market, you're seeing demand continue to rise for Bitcoin. You're seeing, just economic trends pushing people towards, different places that they can hedge their money against the US dollar and against what the government's doing. So that being said, I do write a daily letter. You can find it at calebgregory.substack.com. I'll be covering Bitcoin in it a lot more frequently now. Basically, we talk investing or passive income any other time. But, this is something that's growing and and relevance, and I think it needs to be heard, and I want to share that with you guys. So with that being said, we've been going for about 15 minutes here. Thank you all for watching, those of you who watched live and those of you who just, will catch this later. I'll share it to the feed. But I encourage you to do your research into Bitcoin. I'm not saying it's, I don't know where it's going to end up, but I do think it's extremely relevant. And I do think we're entering into the next bull market. It's my personal opinion. All those, you should always do your own research, look into your own, lean into your own decisions and understand why and what you're doing. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys watching. That's my take on this for now. I'll catch you guys soon.